at the end of the day, I'm paying Disney all this money. Yeah. Why should I sleep in a bed with my girlfriend?
Yeah. Welcome back to the Sharehouse. I'm here with my exceptionally handsome co-host, Mikey D.
Oh my god. Thank you. Hi.
And I'd like to welcome back Radio Mike to the pod, host of 20th Century Boy, Harry Potter and the Boys. Why don't they call you Podcast Mike?
Oh, they do. They do.
You've come today with tales because you've travelled across the globe.
Across the globe, yep, to a different continent. Now, what's a continent, Joel?
A continent is an extremely big mass of land.
You can't pick your nose again on there. Remember that game?
I just want a compilation made of me picking my nose. Just let me have this.
We had a person comment and say, and they timestamped and Joel flicked a book.
So yeah, went overseas with Claire, had a great time.
Your girlfriend, Claire.
My girlfriend, did a bunch of really fun things. And like, obviously when you're traveling with a partner, like, you generally people like us, we're kind of on some kind of budget. Like, we don't have the luxury of like spending however much money we want, 100%. Right?
Yeah.
So most of the time we're staying in smaller hotels and obviously we're sleeping in the same bed, right?
Yeah.
As you do.
Yeah, the partner, sure.
So whatever floats your boat. But then after about 2.5 weeks, we go to Disneyland Paris. Side note, so fun. You should go there, right? We all love Disney.
Land
go
of
to
love.
their land. Yeah, land of the happiest place on earth. P.S. You're fired. So at Disneyland, purely by accident, we've booked a room with 2 queen-size beds. We've booked a twin room instead of a room with 1 bed. And Claire made this joke of like, I can't wait to sleep in my own bed tonight. And I go, I know, I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Get a great sleep.
And then she goes, I was joking. And I was like, I wasn't. I've slept in the same bed as you for like 2.5 weeks. I'd love to just not sleep in the same bed as you tonight.
You created your own doghouse.
She gave you the out. She gave you the out.
I created my own doghouse, but my doghouse was a queen-size bed. So I slept in it.
Oh my god.
That's a toughie.
So it was a mistake ordering this room, or you intentionally got the
No,
two beds?
complete error. Like, Claire claims that I did it on purpose, but I swear I didn't. I thought we were staying in a room with 1 queen-size bed.
Yeah, it makes sense.
There was two beds in there. So I was like, hey, like, I love sleeping next to you, but like, not every night. I'm happy to have a night on my own, spread my legs out, just have the bed to myself.
European summer must be a bit sweaty, balm in the air.
Have like someone, like a thermal heater next to me, because people get really hot when they sleep.
Tara and I are the same. She's a warm human and I need to roll to the other side of the bed sometimes.
100%.
Yeah.
So
winter, it's great.
now I said, in winter it is really good.
Yeah, I am the internal heat. I've got a very cold-blooded Mexican.
Yeah.
So after our long day at Disneyland, we went back to the hotel, and Claire's like, do you want to cuddle? And I was like, yeah, like, come over and cuddle. But then at some point you have to go back to your own bed. Which I thought was quite a reasonable thing to say. Like, I didn't think... And then she was like, well, no. Well, then if you want to cuddle, you can come to my bed, and then you can go back to your bed. And I was like, okay, no worries.
But I know you're a How I Met Your Mother fan.
Yes.
And so I know you've seen the episode where Marshall and Lily buy single beds to sleep in.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
And you know that it doesn't work out.
Yeah, but not every night. But like, if you had that opportunity for one night, why wouldn't you? It's like, have your own bed.
2 queen beds.
I guess in a situation where like it's everyday life and you're like living in a place together, sometimes you need to wake up at 5 and it is like a reasonable decision. Okay, let's sleep apart so we don't disrupt each other's sleep.
Yeah.
You're on holiday. How long into the trip is this?
2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Were you getting bad sleeps?
No, I wasn't having bad sleeps. I was having...
He doesn't like taking his outs, does he?
I was having ample sleep. Like, I just was like, because even like, I don't
10 hours.
He's the most well rested has ever been in his life.
I don't live with Claire, so like, I don't always. Sometimes I still like sleep in my own bed,
I get that,
and I like that.
Yep.
And I don't think that has to be a problem. It's just like, sometimes I just want to sleep in my own room by myself.
Was there an
okay?
opportunity to push the two queens together?
No, because there was like built-in kind of bench sort
Gotcha.
of between them,
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
couldn't actually do that.
This is tough because life's given you lemons and you've made lemonade, and I get it. And this is, I mean, it's almost like giving you nice oranges. This is a beautiful situation. You've just
Yeah.
gone, let's get it.
Yeah.
But that being said, I have to side with Claire a little bit. On this.
Really? I'm surprised.
I love my own sleep. I do.
I thought you were going to say, I love my girlfriend, but... Which is kind of what I'm saying.
Trying to drag me into your mess.
Yeah.
No, I love my own sleep, but the sleep I get with Tara, I'm starting to become so much more accustomed to sleeping with a human being.
Sure.
That it's harder to go without. I think if I was on holiday in holiday romance mode in the city of love, being Patty...
In the city of love, Disneyland.
You're in Paris, Disneyland Paris,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're in the city
was
of love, the city of lights, the city of romance. And my girlfriend that night says to me, hey, I'm going to sleep in my own bed. I've teed up in my mind a romantic night.
But I hadn't. And also, we were really tired. We went a lot of roller coasters that day. We
true.
all adrenalined out. Like,
Yeah, you
it's like,
soaked it in.
hey,
It's like getting through a wedding. It's like you think you're gonna go home and have the most bonanza
True.
filled
Yeah,
night, and you're just like,
you're
damn, I'm
wrecked.
so tired. I'm just gonna lay down and die.
I
That's
also
true.
thought it was quite practical. Like, hey, we've done a full day at Disneyland today. We've got another day tomorrow. We still got to hit up like 3 roller coasters we didn't do today.
Yeah,
we
don't
need
know.
to get a good sleep. So I reckon we should utilize the facilities we've got.
What's been given?
I've already
Yeah.
done enough smooches on the merry-go-round.
Yeah.
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah, we've gone on It's a Small World. We cuddled. We've hit our cuddle quota today.
A lot of physical touch.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, you've
Yeah.
brought us one argument that you brought to the table. How else did you decide to tactfully go through and navigate this conversation?
Like when I was there.
Yeah.
I think I've said most of the stuff I've told you was said.
Yeah.
And I think, we've retold this story since, like
Yeah.
off this podcast. We've retold it to friends and family. And
Yeah, now it's live to the world.
yeah, it's live to the world. And I will say Claire does laugh about it. So I
Good.
don't know if she's holding on to any of it. But I do think I can understand why maybe in that moment she was like, oh, okay. Like she would have felt a bit taken aback. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like a
relationships are
given.
about compromise. Hey Claire, tonight I want to sleep by myself. And I think that should be okay.
You've been gifted the beautiful opportunity of 2 queen beds. I
Yeah.
understand.
And I do respect you for being like, oh, actually, like setting a boundary. Like,
Yeah.
I actually just want to have my own space. Like, I respect that you can speak up and say that because it'd be very easy to not do that even if you really
True.
want to.
And also,
Healthy, even.
from a financial perspective, and this is just how I view things, I feel like if the bed wasn't used, we would have wasted money. Because I definitely think, I remember thinking to myself, why is the hotel at Disneyland so expensive? I think it's because we bought a room with 2
Yeah.
beds.
It's a huge room.
I think
We
you wasted
should
money by
use the
not pushing
value.
them together and making a pillow fort or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you got the most out of that room.
No,
That's all I'm saying.
exactly.
Per use costs, yeah, I understand if you use one bed, that is foolish. I like to use the robes even if I don't want to.
Yeah.
I've paid for that room. I'll use as many of the soaps as I can.
The slippers, you go down to the pool for 15 minutes, you've got to utilize everything you can.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I'm paying Disney all this money.
Yeah.
Why should I sleep in a bed with my girlfriend?
Yeah. That's going to be the intro to the pod right there.
I'm giving Walt my money, and he's giving us 2
Walt
beds.
is rolling
I
in
know.
his grave at the moment in his
Yeah.
cryogenically frozen
And
grave.
there hasn't been a good Marvel movie in years.
Yeah.
Like,
I deserve this.
So, just to clarify,
Yeah.
did you sleep in the same bed?
No. We slept in different beds, yes.
Did you go to
Yeah.
bed with tense energies?
No.
Okay,
no,
so it's
no, no.
resolved
well,
before
not
bedtime.
for you at least.
Actually-
Not from your perspective. You're like, God damn, I got so much
I
room.
possibly had the best sleep of the trip
Really?
in that bed. Yes.
Wow.
And
yeah.
I don't think that my perspective is that bad. Like, everyone seems to think it's bad. It's like, hey, like...
It's a brave one.
And
It's
you know,
because it is
well-
getting hot. Like, if sleeping next to someone, like, I've found myself waking up in the heat and being like, oh man, it's really, really balmy in here.
Yeah. It's, I stand by my decision. That's all I'm going to
Yeah,
say.
no,
Like, I
fair
stand
enough.
by it.
It's not wrong. It's just a different take. Some people have to go on uncharted waters, and you've done it.
I've done it.
And brave enough to share the experience.
And, James Cook did that. He discovered Australia. We wouldn't be here.
I wouldn't compare myself personally to James.
I was thinking, as soon as I thought of that, like, he sailed uncharted waters, but he also did a lot of horrible things.
Yeah, horrific.
So I'm not a James Cook. I'm trying to... Jack Sparrow.
Great.
He loved sailing the high seas. He didn't know where he was going. He was just exploring.
He had a dodgy compass.
He had a whole movie series about him.
Yeah.
Got dropped recently from that series.
Yeah.
That's not important.
Funnily enough, there is a Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland.
I was going to say
Paris.
that's what the movies are based off. They're
they're
based
based-
off the roller coaster. They're literally a theme park movie, bro.
That could potentially go viral if you clip that up. Like, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies are based on the ride, not the ride based on
We're
the
going to get
movies.
such scumbags going, everyone knew
How
that.
did you not know that, you
Everyone knows
stupid
that.
idiot?
I go to Disneyland 8 times a year. I know that. I'm 42. I don't bring my kids. Yeah, I'm the one without a life. Okay. You're glad we established this. I'm glad we break the fourth wall of the podcast to talk about clips.
Hey guys, should we make this a clip or?
Just to stop down, can we rerun back that last Pirates of the Caribbean bit to nail it?
Can we edit out the James Cook bit? Because that's what got us to the Jack Sparrow bit.
Becoming more transparent by the second. This is the process.
So, Claire and yourself,
Yes.
how often do you stay together?
Kind of depends on like working.
Sure.
What shifts we're working, but
So I'm wondering, has there ever been another situation where you have chosen to sleep in the same accommodation but not the same bed?
How?
No.
That's such a niche experience.
no, there was no other time on the.
So this is,
holiday.
I'm just making sure this is an isolated incident.
Yeah, but I want to go back to my question. How often do you sleep together
maybe
a week?
3 or 4 times a week.
Okay, so 3 to 4, and then go back to Joel's question of the isolated incident. So it's an isolated incident. 3 to 4 times a week is the usual.
But that being said, like if I was say really tired, and Claire was like, "Hey, like, do you want to come over?" I'd be like, "Oh, like I might just like want to sleep at mine tonight."
Okay.
And that's what I see it as. Like, it's just like, I just feel like staying here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Do you ever fear? Because there is like a perception from the other side of that argument, like, oh, does that mean we're less novel now? Does that mean like it's not as much of like a
an exciting thing?
Yeah, like, oh, now we're just kind of in a chilling kind of mood.
No, I just think that's a fair boundary in a relationship. It's not like there's nothing negative about it.
No,
It's
I don't
yeah.
think so.
Sometimes I just genuinely would like to like sleep in my own bed
I agree.
without
Yeah.
someone else, and like I don't think that'll necessarily change. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
It's good not to be scared of that perception. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do
Because,
you
like,
bring that, though, into the future of, like, you move in together? How do you bring that?
Don't know. On
Like-
this podcast,
Let's talk about it.
No, I just wonder about that, because I'm about to do the gambit of moving to girlfriend's home with her.
are you?
Yeah, in a couple
cool.
months.
Wow.
And so...
Couple now. It's getting sooner and sooner every time
Well,
we
I
talk
know when
about
this is
it.
releasing, you know? Yeah,
True.
yeah.
All right.
So I do wonder though, because Tara, this is very specific to me, but Tara does night shifts as a nurse, and
Yeah.
I do night shifts as a DJ. And so
The J is in degenerate. Yes. That's where my mind went.
So,
a desk jockey.
yeah, a disc jockey, not a
God.
desk jockey. The disrespect, you're a desk
I'm
jockey.
sorry, I misspoke. Go on.
No, I love you.
Hey, I love you too.
That's what the pod's all about.
It's about
True.
love.
Yeah.
So I wonder though, with those, like me coming home, let's say 3:30, 4-ish,
Yeah.
Tara getting home around 7 some mornings from work. How do we play that scenario out? Because there's going to be mornings where we don't want to sleep in the same bed together.
That's it. Like, do you have a spare room, or it's like, hey, I'll just sleep in the other bed. You know, we're on
Yeah.
different times this week.
Yeah.
I'll sleep in the other bed. We'll hang out on the weekend. I don't know. I can't. Here's the thing. I don't know the answers to
Yeah.
those questions.
If you have
No
the
one
luxury
does.
of doing that.
No one knows the
Because
answers.
imagine partner is like getting off work 2 a.m. and you've got an alarm set for 7 a.m. I think that it's very reasonable if you have the luxury to be like, all right, we'll take
couch
separate
or
beds.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a weekend and one person has an early start, one person can sleep in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it's a good conversation to have, and I think it's nice that you got to have it in such a fun place such as Disneyland.
Yeah, because you
With
couldn't
queen
wake
beds.
up disappointed.
No, I'm going to
Look
see
at what
Mickey
we
today.
get to do today.
Yeah, that's a good trial zone.
Yeah.
And good.
You
place,
wouldn't want to do it like, say you were going to a funeral out of town, and you act like, and you're like, hey, let's sleep in different beds tonight, and then you wake up for this funeral. Yeah, you
I
wouldn't
know
want to do it.
Auntie
In that.
Margaret just passed,
But I think it's important that we sleep in separate
Let's
beds.
not give the implications of sin tonight. Like, we just be disrespectful.
I think it's a fair.
I also love going to a funeral out of town. Like you don't often go to funerals out of town.
No.
That'd be such a kick to the nuts to have to go to someone's funeral and then have to pay for accommodation.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing it in Shepparton this time.
Like how people do like a Fiji wedding,
We're
doing
doing
a Fiji funeral.
Destination funeral. But that means that some people like scatter ashes overseas, and they're like, "Hey, we're scattering grandma's ashes in."
Yeah, send me a video,
Spain."
is what I'd say.
FaceTime.
Yeah,
me.
get me on Zoom during the scattering.
Yeah.
That'd be
Imagine
nice.
flying all the way over there for a couple of sprinkles of the ashes and then like, oh, do you guys want to go to Disneyland? Doesn't
man.
seem
But
very
I guess,
appropriate.
yeah, if they grew up in a certain place, and I mean, if it makes sense, it makes sense.
Yeah,
That's true. Hey, that's
Bali
very
weddings,
respectful.
I'm not sure how they make sense, but
I want to scatter my ashes on this podcast set
I would be
because
happy
it's going to be
to
the cause of my death.
when Claire sees this.
No, just to anyone. I
Oh,
think. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well, that's an omen, and that's a good place to leave the podcast. I think I can happily say that I hear your point,
Yeah.
and I understand where you came from.
Yeah.
Would I do what you did? Personally, no.
Yes.
Because I know the arguments that would ensue.
yeah.
I know that.
and if I did, I might approach it differently. Like it sounded like it was very much a stand. Was it a stand your ground conversation? Like
No, I thought we'd both be equally on the same page with
it was a shock to you, huh?
yeah, it was a shock. But anyway, it is what it
We
is.
digress.
It was a long time ago
I
now.
had a great sleep, so
yeah, I had a great sleep, and we got to Disneyland the next day, and
well rested.
we were, boy oh boy, did we go on the Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain coaster, and it was awesome.
Sounds
Damn,
just
very
a treat.
good.
Yeah.
Mike, you have so much happening in your world, but a live show that's either happened or is happening.
Yeah, if it hasn't happened, come along. December 15th, 2023, 7 p.m. At the Cooper's Inn. Harry Potter and the Boys live show with Sam Garlett,
Yo.
who's a comedian. You should get Sam on this. He's
Yeah.
got, yeah.
We
he'd
should
be a
get
good
Sam
guest.
on this.
Absolutely.
Just had an idea.
Yeah, we went to the last Harry Potter and the Boys live show. It was awesome.
Joel
Very
got
much
ridiculed
recommend.
live.
I got ridiculed a
Joel,
lot.
I felt bad for Joel because he did become the Knight's punching bag. but
I
he
did
handled
sit in
it
the
well.
front row. I'm like, I'm probably up for something in this seat.
Yeah.
You made my night. So.
It was good.
Oh,
But yeah, come
great.
along, check the pods out, or follow me on Insta at radio.mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Or
should.
podcast mic.
Well,
Depending on
long
how the
form
rest of
content
this
Yeah,
day
true,
goes.
true. It could have changed by now. We don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
You can catch Joel Harris working at the Australian Open.
You can catch Mikey DJing New Year's Eve on the Hill Festival. Less than 100 tickets left at time of
Whoa.
recording. I think that's a notable achievement.
That's going to be
I
sick.
will announce now that I will be playing after night.
Yo.
That has not been announced yet, but I'm happy to announce it here. You can catch us at the sharehousepod@gmail.com. Email us your gripes. Email us fan mail. And you know what? I love you.
Hey, I love you too.
Hey.
And Radio Mike.
I love you 3.
Oh, and make sure you tell someone that you love them today.
And you love them 4.